burp.
It was like a burp cough at the same time. It was interesting, actually.
Right.
Nothing came up, though. So it was...
It smelled like
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't taste like it. Unless my taste buds have went to crap.
You had McDonald's.
It was a double cheeseburger, no pickles. All right, welcome back to another edition of Sling Pain Gaming.
I am disgusted.
I'm Murdo. All right, so we went to our first regionals. We been to a lot of store tournaments and some local store tournaments and all that stuff. And we went to some big tournaments, like the Steel Open, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But this was our first regionals event that we went to, and it was at Atomic Empire. Up in Durham,
North Carolina.
Yes. It was actually a huge store. Great
It was an
store.
awesome store, yeah.
Right.
You really liked it because they had adult beverages.
Yes, they did have adult beverages. It turned to the beer wing.
Which is funny because I'm usually the one that would go straight to the bar, and then this time you were the one that went straight to the bar.
Well, because I think you were you started off real good. You're like, I can need my focus.
I can't drink.
I was doing horrible in the first 3 rounds, and the last 3 rounds I won all my 3 games, so I broke out even.
Yeah, so we both ended up 3-3.
Yes, we did.
Which is our goal,
right.
To at least break even. You scored a little bit better than me,
yes.
even though you started off 0-3.
Yes.
And I started off 2-0.
Yes.
And then went downhill from there.
Yes.
Won my last one. You won your last 3.
Yeah, and I came back strong, and I for some reason I played the Baby Blues, and I was playing a little bit different, and I'm like, what am I doing? And of course I was playing 2 of my lists that I lost against were Palp Aces, which is always a difficult time when I play against the Baby Blues.
And I built my list to fight Palp Aces. I fought 2 of them, and they were 2 of my losses.
That's interesting. But it was, so what this video is about, this is more for probably the newer comers.
Yeah, for beginners that are looking to go into tournaments, into store championships, spring
local
events,
store,
summer events,
anything.
Not just top tier,
right.
regionals, nationals, worlds.
Nationals, Sunday.
Starting to get into the tournament level play. Now, we love casual play. Don't get us wrong. We still play just casually all the time, but we also like a little bit of a challenge
competition.
We're both very competitive. So
yes.
These are just going to be a couple of things just to take note of when you're going to a tournament, some things that you should and should not do.
All right, so my first thing that pops up is don't bring everything.
Yeah, don't
be that guy, and you don't need to be that guy. Don't bring all your ships. Know what you're going to play with, have it all set up, and bring that. And that only, and there's a couple other things that I would bring, but you can fit everything in a nice box, which we'll show you our custom boxes later.
Yeah, we'll do another video on those.
But that's my first rule. Don't bring everything. Bring what you're going to be playing. Maybe bring 1 extra ship just in case if you break your ships like me. I broke 4 T-70s in the last 2 tournaments I was at. I think it was my belly. I think my belly hung over the table, and my belly was like, little T-70 here. Snap.
Feed me, Seymour.
And ate my T-70s, at least 4 of them. They have succumbed to my being.
Remember that time he blamed one on his cat? Yeah.
No, that was legitimately lost. Leroy, my cat, took him and hid it somewhere. Leroy Brown. Bad Leroy.
So another tip. Try to either get a box, a tray, a shoe box, the core set box, whatever you can find to easily transport your list, your ship, your tokens, your cards from table to table. You don't always have a lot of time in between matches.
No.
I think the longest amount of time we played 6 matches for the first round of Swiss.
Yep.
That's a long day. So there was roughly 10 to 15 minutes between matches, if that.
Right.
At the Steel Open, we had less than that. We had like 5 minutes between matches. So you want to be able to move really fast without having to pack everything up. So just keep it out. Keep it in a box. Keep
and you
it
don't
on a
reseal.
tray.
Don't put everything in a nice thing. Make sure it's out and accessible. Because as soon as you put your stuff down, it should be taken out. Don't undo boxes. And, my little tokens are in a little thing. Just make sure it's ready to go for your next round.
Another thing, make sure you have all the cards you need.
Yes.
At tournaments, you are not allowed to proxy cards. So if you don't have it, you can't use it.
It's got to be the physical FFG.
And sometimes they won't allow alternate art either. So, which I think is a little wonky, especially since they give out alternate art cards.
Well, you're allowed to fly FFG regulated alternate art promo
Okay,
cards.
so like
not
the
alternate art cards from other artists.
Gotcha.
Right.
So like we did a video on an artist who does specialized cards.
Yes.
That we've also seen some Kung Fu Po.
Kung Fu Panda Po
Kung
cards,
Fu Panda
yes.
Po cards.
Or Marek Steel when we went to the Steel Open. So if you want to fly that card, you're allowed to fly that card. You just keep the normal FFG
Keep it
card
with it.
behind it,
Yep.
or something to that effect. Double sleeve it if you want to call. Definitely do that. Another rule for me is tokens.
Mhm.
Okay. One of the biggest things you start seeing now is a lot of custom tokens. We are actually, we sell our own custom tokens.
Hopefully you've seen that video.
Yes, see the link below. Do note the rules and regulations for both maneuver templates and tokens are this. For maneuver templates, the opponent can see, let you know if they want you to allow you to use those tokens, maneuver templates or not. You guys can share your maneuver templates, but at the end of the day, you have to have both people have to agree to it. Tokens are the same thing. Tokens will probably a little bit more lenient. Your opponent just has to say, "Yeah, I can read those. I can see those. They're I know what they are."
And you always have that one guy who's a jerk who won't let you play with your own token. just gonna throw that out there.
That happened to me. I won't specify the event, but that did happen to me. I had custom tokens, and the guy said, "Well, they're supposed to be FFG tokens," and I'm like, "No, you're allowed to have the ruling states as long as you're okay with them." He's like, "Well, I'm not okay with them." I think he was, for whatever reason, because he didn't have anything. He had everything standard. I wasn't sure if he was new to the game or something. Yeah, maybe he was jealous because I pimped out my tokens.
Didn't help you though.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Actually, frustrated me a little bit. But
It was all
the ruling is that they got to
warfare.
be clear. They got to be concise and visually understanding what those tokens are. So if it's a focus token, it's got to have the eyeball. It's got to be clear. Target locks, what have you. But 9.99 times out of 10, people don't
Everybody
care.
will be cool with it.
Yeah, they're cool with it. The only biggest thing time I think is the acrylic tokens. But just be careful of that. Always keep some backups. Like I keep a backup set of the maneuver templates of the regular standard cardboard maneuver templates and the cardboard tokens in my bag just in case. They only take up a small amount of space.
Or if you lose one goes rolling off the table.
That has happened to me.
That's good to have a backup.
Yeah, I did lose not an acrylic token, but I did. I lost one of the cardboard ones because I think somebody grabbed it because we were both playing with cardboard, and I'm like, okay, I lost my one hard turn. I'm like, where the hell did it go? So always have a backup, but I think that's pretty much the tokens, cards, and stuff like that. Just have backups, but keep it in that one small container that you have.
Yeah. Also, try to get a good night's sleep the night before. If you don't, like if you think it's like Christmas or something the next morning, you're like, oh, I'm going to go play.
You only get like 2 hours of sleep. Yeah.
You're going to be like this playing. Okay. I rolled 4 attack. Oh, wait, I'm defending? Shit, sorry. I've done that. That's not cool.
Yes.
Try to get a good night's sleep. Also, bring some snacks.
Yes, snacks, and maybe keep a bottle of water or some like Gatorade or something. Because
you're not going to have a lot of time to run around and eat unless they do a lunch break, which is not guaranteed.
And the lunch break that we had was a half hour, and sometimes you don't have food.
You can't run right down the road.
By.
Yeah.
So definitely bring some nibble snacks, this and that. Just be prepared for a long day. Because 6 hours of Swiss, if it's FFG regulated,
not
more
6
likely,
hours, 6 rounds.
Sorry, 6 rounds?
75 minutes a game.
75 minutes a game, exactly. And that's, if you add
That's
it
a
up.
long time.
I think like the Durham tournament, it started at 10.
10-ish.
It was 9 for when everybody got there. We woke up and left at 6 o'clock a.m. to get there to make sure there was 2 hours-ish with us. We wanted to make sure we get there.
Really finicky about showing up on time or early.
Yeah, especially for tournaments. But we got there with time. Actually, I think we were 15 minutes to spare after we stopped for breakfast. And then we had to drive another 2 hours home. So keep that in the back of your mind if you do travel or stay over.
So it could be a very long day. So be prepared for that, which is why I said get snacks and try and sleep as much as possible the night before.
Yes. Know your cards.
Yeah, know your list. Know the rules for your cards. At a bare minimum,
know your rules.
Know your stuff.
Yes.
You can always ask the other player or call over a TO, which is a judge. If you have a question about the rules, don't be afraid to do that.
Right.
Most of the time you're paying to be there. If you have a question, the other player doesn't want to answer, or you think they're wrong, call over a judge. It's okay to do that.
And if it's your first time going to a tournament, let your opponent know. I have had times when I was at a store championship or something like that, and an opponent would say, "This is my first tournament." I'm like, "All right, no problem." And I was actually helping him through the game, like he forgot some actions or whatever the case may be. I allow that. If you're like a newcomer, the biggest thing is like we don't want to kick people out of the sport. We want people to to come play.
Make it a good experience.
Great, exactly. So help all the other players, but if you're playing a person that's been through the mill, knows how to how to play, and basically like sometimes depending on the caliber of the player, like if they they're experienced players or not, I may or may not give them a freebie as far as like, oh, I forgot to do my action. Well, it's too late, bud. Sorry, this is a tournament.
Most of the time we'll give you, not just us, other players will give you the one time for free.
Right.
I know a long-standing player that we play with locally, I ended up facing in regionals, and I had forgot to move some tokens, and I was playing Mandarin, forgot to pass some tokens, and he said, all right, I'll give you that one, but
I'll give
you should know
freebie.
Better. I'm not going to do it again.
And that's the reason why I do to give the one freebies, because sometimes if I forget,
we want
pay back
that same payback. So,
but just keep that in mind. The other thing with this too is if it's your first tournament, I call them the bumpers. Okay, those are the people like to bump the ships by accident.
Ow.
I am guilty of this. I got big gorilla mitts. As far as hands,
don't grab any little kids. Somebody will shoot you.
Ouch! That was a low.
Oh, too soon?
Yeah, too soon.
Oh,
too soon.
My bad.
No comment. I'm not going to talk about it. That's a whole nother topic.
They shot the Rancor.
They
shot the Rancor when a Jedi fell in the pit.
That's true. They did. That's so horrible. Anyway, I got big gorilla mitts, and I am guilty of like manhandling my ships or moving my ships, or my belly has a mind of its own sometimes when I lean over. So just be careful of your ships. Don't be that guy like you hold onto your ship and you move it. If you do move it, let the opponent know that you moved it. If you didn't see it, just say, "Hey, I moved my ship. Is this an arc?" Because again, this is also a game about millimeters and stuff, and make sure everything's in arcs and stuff. So just keep it in the back of your mind. Go slow when you're trying to maneuver your ships around, and especially if you got to do the whole bump thing. Like if you're bumping each other and you got to figure out and lay the railroad tracks of templates to try to figure out where you're gonna be. Just go slow.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of bump and grind. Yeah. But just
that's another show for another topic for another day.
That's on YouTube Red.
YouTube Red. RedTube.
So also one other thing, wear deodorant.
Oh my God, yes.
That's probably the number one rule. Wear deodorant.
Unless that was a chemical attack bonus that he got 2 points for.
I mean, I know some people might be allergic, stuff like that, but do your fellow players.
It's like an airplane,
solid,
okay?
And just try
just
and
treat
smell
the same
good.
respect like you go on an airplane. Don't like sprawl out all over the place. Just not try to keep yourself concise. Keep your hands and your feet.
It can get hot in there. There's a lot of people in one store.
Keep your tray in the upright lock position. Throw out your garbage. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen seen some people leave some trash around. So just try to if this is your new experience. But it's just like anything else. If you're nervous, I remember my first tournament several months ago. I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was going to mess up. That's okay. It's just like riding a bike. Once you get a couple underneath you, you're going to become a regular and you understand the rules. Again, if you have questions, ask your opponent. If you don't think that you disagree, ask your TO. Call TO over. That's what they're there for. And also, sportsmanlike conduct, okay? That's a big thing. There are some people that will yell and scream and make a big, huge, both from a positive standpoint.
Flipping a table.
I've never seen a table flip yet.
I know, but that'd be really cool to watch ships go. Unless they were mine.
They're actually flying. I do see people where, not on the negative side of sportsmanlike conduct, but on a positive side, they were excited, but the other guy was losing, and it was just like, okay.
Just remember what it feels like to lose.
Yeah, exactly. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But at the same time, a lot of this community is a very helpful community. That's one of the reasons why we liked it, and we're actually playing the game. There's very little politics, very little thing.
Oh, there's politics.
There's politics. There is?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
All the intentional draws and all the there's politics involved.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Again,
We'll leave that alone.
yeah. What I recommend do is before you go to your first regionals event, definitely go hit up like a store tournament, a local store tournament. Store championships are sanctioned FFG events. So just keep that in mind. So if it's just a regular local, like a summer kit, they're going to give away. Go to one of those and feel out your first, event, what it's going to be like. Usually they're going to be like 60-minute rounds instead of, and they might only have like 3 rounds of Swiss and that's it. And then whoever has the highest MOV point-wise, wins the loss record and then to MOV because there'll probably be some ties. Just go through one of those and experience it. As honestly, it's just like any other tournament and stuff. But like I said, just keep you cool, have fun. That's the biggest thing out of all of this. And ask questions. Let them know that you're new and ask questions. That's what we did. And a lot of the community was very, very inviting.
Yep. One other thing, when you're rolling your dice, try not to just go slinging them into a bunch of ships and stuff like that. I've seen it happen. The other players get a little upset. So now I have to roll them in this little. No, I'm just kidding.
And also,
I didn't do that.
As far as rolling dice, that's a good point because people are always going to want to I'm going to look at my dice and just slowly drop them on the table. Come on, give them a good
I've
shake.
never had to deal with that.
Really? I had that once. I see
Really?
The guy was like shaking the dice, looking at him, and then he just like kind of just like dropped them on the table. I looked at him. I'm like, and like none of them were good. It was like good hits or nothing like that. But still, I'm like, are you trying to manipulate the dice? I usually try to shake them up and try to chuck them. So there's no.
Or now you got a little R2D2.
Yeah, I have a little R2D2 can. Got that from '82. Yeah, that little mint can that was R2D2. Shake them up, dump them, let them fly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's probability. Don't look like you're trying to manipulate dice. I mean, it is a dice game, so there's a part of chance and luck involved into this game, but mostly there's a lot of strategy, and that's why I like about this game. There is a lot of strategy involved. If you want to take pictures of other people's lists, ask first. Ask. Always ask. Don't just take pictures. Also, when you're in a tournament, you're taking pictures of an event. If it's a big regionals event, probably not. You might want to take pictures. I usually try to say, hey, do you mind if I take a picture of your list just I can do a battle report and stuff. And if you tell them, we tell them we're on Sling Paint, or if you just want to say for your own purposes, do that. But ask.
Just let them know.
Ask. Don't be the peeping Tom of list snappers. Tom, list snappers. I don't know.
But if you guys can think of any more stuff that newer players would like, put it down in the comments below and help us spread a couple little tips and tricks.
Yep. Again, it's for the newer people, this and that. Yeah. But we've been asked this several times, and there was several new people that every time we go to a new tournament, we see, we watch your videos, you got me into the game, this is my first tournament, and they ask us, what should I do? Oh, one other thing we forgot to do is, if you can, pre-fill out your list on the list sheet.
That'll save you some time when you get to the
and also your rocks and your debris and stuff that you're going to be using. You get to only use one set, so and you have to use that same set throughout the day. So and usually on the back of it, you have to circle which rocks and debris you'll be using. Make sure it's all pre-filled out. I mean, it's just going to help move things faster and what have you.
Yep.
Oh, and the biggest thing, sometimes there's a lot of kids at these events, so try to keep the cursing to a minimum, even though I know I'm guilty of it, but just don't yell and scream it out.
You would think I would be, but it's him.
Anyway, all right. Again, in the comments below, what do you guys think for the experienced players? What kind of tips and recommendations you have?
Yeah, is there anything you can add?
That we might have missed and stuff. Leave it in the comments below.
And keep sharing the videos. Check us out on Facebook. Go to slingpaint.com.
Yes.
Let us know about everything else. Check out our new store. There's currently some new stuff up there. There's another video out there based on those. Go check that out as well.
Customized special tokens.
Help us to continue to share the channel.
It'd be a token of our appreciation if you bought some of our tokens.
There you go.
That actually helps support what we do and keeps the lights going.
Literally.
Or keeps the lights on, yes. Actually, you see we're missing a light?
I do, and I love it.
I actually stole one of the lights for the photography so I can take pictures of the tokens. It's actually out in the other room.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you next video.